Not quite my tempo.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yo, it's me. Ya boy. No, that was a terrible Ruben impression. Hi, my name is Tim. Welcome to Multiplex Loves Movies. Believe it or not, I have not had one alcoholic beverage today. I'm just that cheerful. Welcome to the show. We are the #1 rated movie news show on the internet. You better believe it. Look at the stats. It's fucking true. I'm going to bring in producer extraordinaire and pal, Kaleb Koho. Kaleb, welcome to the show. How the fuck you doing?
Numbers don't lie. #1 movie news show on the internet. Why? We're the only movie news show on the internet. Deal with it. No, this is going to be a good show. It's always fun. I love Tuesdays.
Tuesdays are fun. Let's bring in other Tuesday person who absolutely loves being here every day, week in, week out. Every Tuesday, she loves it. She never asks to not be on the show. My wife, Maggie Brzakala. Maggie, welcome.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, it's the cynicism we need for the show. And then let's bring in the next person. I believe his first appearance on Multiplex Loves Movies in any capacity, Mr. Andrew Barr. Andrew, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm looking at the stats, and honestly, my board is breaking.
Jesus, I love it. Fantastic. All right, guys. If you've never seen the show before, this is how it works. We are, as I said, a movie news show. We're going to be talking the movie news while Maggie glitches out and goes a little fucking crazy. We'll see if she makes it for the whole time. But we are going to talk the movie news. Believe it or not a lot of news this week. It was really hard to put together the notes for this week because there was just nothing. But that being said, we're going to try our darndest, and we're going to start off with the first topic. Probably the biggest story of the week is that Tenet, once again, delayed, much to my dismay, much to the depression that will be infused in my veins because of this, but that's okay. So Tenet's delayed for the third time. I think this is the third time. Supposed to come out July 17th, was pushed to the end of July, was then pushed to August 12th, my birthday, and then pushed again. Now it does not have a date. It is indefinitely. And so that's rough. It's rough, but probably, honestly, for the best. It upsets me. I'm not happy about it as a film fan, but as a fan of being alive, I get it, and Maggie's out. So, Barr, we will start with you. Your thoughts, Tenet being pushed. Are you upset? What are your feelings about the whole situation?
Honestly, yeah, I am upset about this one. Even more so. Mainly because Nolan is a director that I like, but none of his movies have really excited me since Inception, I would probably say. And having seen the trailers, this one got me like super hyped and super excited because that creativity that I know Nolan for it's right front and center. So this one was one I was like looking forward to a lot. And so to have this pushed back again and again and again and again was expected, but super disappointing. But because now with it having no set date at all, I have no idea what the plan's going to be. So we're going to have to wait, but I'm not very patient.
Yeah. Maggie, do you think we're ever going to see Tenet in theaters, or is Warner Brothers and Nolan going to give up? Throw it on the old VOD?
No, I think it's definitely going to come out in theaters. I just wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't until next summer at this point. I think that the reason they're pushing it is because they want to make money, and they can't make money at 25% capacity. So they're going to wait as long as possible. And honestly, like, the hype behind this movie, especially with it being delayed so much, is only good for them, I would say, in terms of marketing and people going to see it. So I don't expect to see this movie. Maybe Christmas, but more likely next summer.
All right, Koho. Obviously, you are the biggest Nolan fan in the world.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
I don't know if that's true or not. I think you kind of like Nolan, but
yeah.
Were you looking forward to Tenet, and would you rather see it at home? Like, what are your thoughts on the whole thing?
I definitely would rather see it in a theater, but I think they're releasing it globally now, officially, like theatrically globally, before they release it in the United States. I think that's the thing they're doing. And I think that by them doing that, the spoiler that this is a secret Inception sequel will get out sooner. And then it'll be spoiled for all of us. So thank you, COVID. Thank you.
Aaron Sellers asking an interesting question. What do we think the first movie released in theaters will be? Well, some movies have been released in theaters, but as far as big US wide, big blockbuster movie, it's hard to say. Right now, if I had to put money on it, I would say Mulan's going to get pushed out of August. And so my guess would be, I don't even want to put money on it. My guess right now is we might still see A Quiet Place at the beginning of September. But I don't think we're going to get any big movies in August. I think Tenet and Mulan will be pushed. So I think New Mutants is also scheduled for the end of August, and Disney might finally just say fuck it and let that thing go in August, and the theaters that are playing it will play it, but that's a guess.
Never gonna happen. That movie's still never seeing
saw-
the light of day.
I saw a thing on Twitter, like an actual ad on Twitter, where it was like streaming on Disney Plus September 4th, the New Mutants, and I was like, oh, I guess, but I don't know.
Not announced.
I don't think it was announced. I just saw like a video on Twitter that was the thing. I was like,
I will look into that, but Maggie, if you had to say, what do you think's gonna come? When are we gonna see a movie in theaters?
Oh, I don't know. It's really hard to tell because everything changes so fast. So I think it's hard to say because if certain things had happened differently, we could already be seeing movies, but it didn't happen that way. And if people keep behaving the way they're behaving, we probably won't see movies till, I don't know. Like, I don't think any of those movies in September are coming out, if I'm being completely honest. Like, based on how things are going, I don't even know if Christmas movies will happen. So it's kind of,
I have like faint hope for November, but it's like fading with every passing day.
right. Like it went down and now it's going back up. And unless things really change, which there's no indication that that's going to happen, we're not seeing movies in theaters anytime soon. Yeah. Which is a real bummer. Big time
bummer. Especially we got our beak sweat a little bit. We saw a couple movies over the summer in masks and everything and social distancing, and so I think those independent theaters, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I think those independent theaters can open back up and play indies and play small or old movies, classics and stuff, and survive. But these chains are dropping off the face of the earth. A chain right near us in Madison, a theater that I really like to go to. I'm not going to say the name of the theater, but it had an IMAX. It was an 18-screen theater. Part of a chain. It's closed. It's never opening again. So it's scary shit. I hope we see movies soon, but like Maggie said, we'll have to wait and see. So let's move on to the next story, something that's a little also gross and just horrible to talk about, but let's get into it. Joss Whedon is kind of a shit person. Like, Jesus Christ. So this has been a thing for a while. But now it has really, really caught, I think, fire because of some stuff from his, I believe, ex-wife. Yeah. And Justice League star Ray Fisher. So basically getting into it, it's a lot of talk of marriage, infidelity, horrible person on set. Apparently, Ray Fisher talked a lot about how on the set of Justice League, he was just bashing Snyder's vision for the movie, making fun of it. pretty awful with the actors. You go even further back, there's a lot of allegations about him just kind of being a trash person on set of stuff like Angel and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So, you know, it's one of those tough things because I do love the Avengers so much, but we kind of have to separate the art and the person right now. And it seems like based on all of the stuff in the story, it's that Joss Whedon's kind of horrible. Let's go to Maggie. What are you thinking about this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know that much about it, to be honest. I just knew that there's like a bunch of allegations surrounding him right now, and I'm trying to skim this article, and it really just sounds like, yeah, he's just like a bad person, and that's just sort of where it's at. And he should not work anymore, and I don't think he's going to be completely honest. You shouldn't be able to get away with treating people like they're trash. So,
Barr, let's go to you next. Would you watch a new Joss Whedon movie after seeing this stuff? How do you feel about it? Taking everything that we're hearing into account.
Yeah, I really wouldn't. Like, there are some things in here that, like, you hear some of these things and you're like, that happens in cartoons. That doesn't happen in real life.
Yeah.
Like when this whole thing about James Masters and basically just telling him that he's dead because his character suddenly got popular, like on his own show.
Yeah.
Like Joss Whedon just sounds like a massive dick. And here's the thing about people like that is that when this kind of thing comes to light and it becomes a lot more known, odds are less and less people will work with you. Like, there are definitely some stars that they had starting careers, they were great, but then they just disappeared. And odds are the reason is because no one wanted to work with them. And the less people want to work with you, the less studios will want to work with you. And the less work you get from the studios, the less work you get in general. So I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of Joss Whedon.
Koho, your take on all of this. What are your thoughts?
But he made Avengers, so he has to be like a good person, right? No. I don't really... I've never really thought he was that good of a writer. I don't know. I've never like the two Avengers movies are like good. I like them, but like I don't think they're good because of Joss.
That's fair.
There's never really been anything that I've seen Joss do that I was like, oh wow, he's really good at writing or directing anything. It's just kind of like this. He's a good placeholder. He sounds like a shit person. So I hope he doesn't work. If he is like an asshole, like if no one wants to work with you because you're an asshole, then don't work, because there's no point in subjecting yourself to that kind of treatment when it's supposed to be a safe environment to literally make dreams come true.
Yeah.
And tell stories. That's literally what that's about. So
can I actually just tag on something that I just thought about?
Yeah.
I remember like a few years ago hearing how David O. Russell was just an asshole of a person to work with. Like George Clooney came out saying things about him, and I haven't heard literally anything about David O. Russell since Joy, and that was like 2016.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
I didn't even realize, because he was on a streak there where he made like Silver Linings Playbook, American Hustle, The Fighter, like all those movies like in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else was the Joy and
Serena or something like that.
So I don't think he directed that one. Maybe he did.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, that's a good point. Like it sucks. And Paul actually brings up something in the chat, is that it is interesting how, Whedon gets hit. People probably won't work with him, yet a guy like Mel Gibson's still going to work. It's one of those tough things where sometimes you do have to separate art and the artist. That's up to the consumer to do. And it's going to be tough to see what happens with Joss specifically. But, I mean, shit people are going to probably keep getting work, and then there are some shit people who aren't. So it just kind of sucks, but that's the way that it is. So let's move off of the gross and move on to something fucking awesome. Guys, I'm going to let Maggie lead this story. Maggie, will you, please?
Okay. Recently, there's an image released of a movie that's coming out. Who really knows when it's coming out at this point? I think maybe next year now. And it's dope as fuck. And it's a beautiful image of Godzilla and King Kong fighting each other. And they're huge. And I love them.
Look at them go.
I tried to make this my phone background last night. The image is so wide, it didn't work. So that was kind of disappointing. But yeah, I'm super pumped. I really like Godzilla and Kong, and I liked the new Godzilla. Like, none of them are great movies. I won't pretend they're great movies, but I just like watching monsters beat the shit out of everything. So I'm very excited.
That is accurate. Yes, I let Maggie lead this because she enjoys the monster movies. Yeah, this looks awesome. Guys, this is dope, and it's coming from the Adam Wingard is directing this. He made Your Next, The Guest, Death Note, which I have not seen Death Note, which I hear is not good. I actually liked Blair Witch. I'm one of the few. I actually thought the new Blair Witch movie was pretty cool. So I think he's got a good sensibility for action, especially if you haven't seen The Guest. I saw it for the first time a few weeks ago and loved it. So I think he'll be right at home here. I think he's a better fit than someone like, I believe it was Michael Dougherty directed Godzilla 2. I did not like that movie. So I'm looking forward to this. This image is dope. I think it's really, really, really cool. Koho, we'll go over to you. What are you thinking?
So I haven't liked either of the recent Godzilla movies. I didn't really care for the Gareth Edwards one, and I didn't really care for the second one because after the first one didn't have enough fighting, and I was like, I'm bored. And then I watched the second one. I'm like, now there's no story, and this is all fighting, and I'm bored. So I need to find the middle ground. But I really do like Jordan Voight Roberts' Kong Skull Island. I dug that one. I thought that one was pretty fun. So I'm interested. I think this is the most excited I've been for a film yet in this series, especially with that image. That looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully we get to see Godzilla versus Kong because I think that'll be dope.
Paul, I have seen Shin Godzilla. It slaps. Barr, are you a fan of these movies? How do you feel about the image?
I'm not really a fan of these movies. I'm not going to lie. I saw the 2014 one in theaters and with a bunch of friends who all loved it except for one other person and myself. And honestly, I knew from the trailer that Godzilla King of the Monsters was not going to be that good. However, I am a fan of Adam Wingard as a director. I think that he has a very interesting style and like the way that he like tells a story I really like. So I'm hoping for good things. I have more. I'm looking forward to this one more than the other two. And that image really is really amazing, though, because it's so detailed. That's what I love about this image. It's
like
how
a painting.
detailed it is. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Pull that shit up again, Koho. Let's see that thing again.
It really does look like a painting. Well, it is technically a painting. I mean, it's like computer animated, but yeah, no.
Fair. But I mean, if this is an official image from the movie, which they're claiming it is, that's dope. I mean, the movie was supposed to come out in November. That's when it was originally scheduled for.
Yeah.
It was originally scheduled for November. So, well, actually, no, I'm sorry.
November was the delayed. Yeah.
It was originally supposed to come out like a couple months ago.
Oh,
because the last Godzilla movie came out May, I think, and then this one was supposed to be a year later, but then it got pushed to November. But then I think when Bond got pushed way back when, they kind of moved this to next summer. So right now it's scheduled for May 2021. But yeah, so we technically already were supposed to have seen this movie. So for all we know, they're pretty much done. It's in a can for all we know. And if that's an official image, I'm excited. I think it's going to be really cool. I hope. And we'll have to wait and see a first trailer for whenever that decides to come. Okay, so let's move on. to the next topic, which is something that is really dumb, but again, there weren't a lot of stories this week, so I wanted to talk about it. I think it's funny. So, guys, there was this whole like Bitcoin thing. Maggie asked me if I got hacked, and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. But apparently, there was a big hack on Twitter. Someone deleted Ryan Johnson's Twitter, which of all the things you're gonna do if you're gonna hack Twitter,
no, Twitter deleted Ryan Johnson's Twitter.
Oh,
because he was hacked. They deleted a bunch of accounts because they were hacked.
Because they were hacked. I see. Well, anyway, either way, hacked Twitter. He's gone. Ryan Johnson takes over the Knives Out Twitter. And if you look at some of the tweets, they're pretty fun. I like Ryan Johnson quite a bit. And I think that his Twitter is actually a wonderful place to hang out. He's very good at the twats. So I enjoy that one. Got you guys good. So I enjoy this. I think it's funny. Just another thing. It's just a light little like fun thing that he jumped on the Knives Out Twitter and was like, well, I guess I'll tweet here now until I get my Twitter back. Koho, you're a big fan of Knives Out and Ryan Johnson.
Yeah. Sucks that he lost his account, but hey, I follow the Knives Out account anyway, so now I get to keep up with them anyway. Cool. Why do you invest in Bitcoin? This is what happens when you invest in things that don't matter.
It's fair.
Damn it, you stole what I was gonna say. You literally stole everything.
I'm sorry.
That's fair. Barr, you like Knives Out, I think. I
love Knives Out.
Yeah. Do you like Ryan Johnson as a whole? Did you like The Last Jedi? Should we talk about this?
Actually.
Let's not talk about The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi actually is it's not technically the best Star Wars movie, but it's my favorite of the newer ones.
So all four of us here like The Last Jedi then.
Correct.
Yes.
There's no one to put us down. We can be free, guys. The four of us together could finally do it.
I feel like a rock and a weight have been lifted off of both shoulders. Now, speaking as someone who doesn't have a Twitter account, I really like Ryan Johnson because he does get active with people like in film communities like this. And it's just nice to see a director that is so willing to have fun with his projects even after they've already been distributed. And he just seems like a guy in general who just seems to really enjoy like people who I'm trying to think of a way to phrase this, but people who show and appreciate his work. He's always very appreciative and shows his support of them in return. So this is it's a nice story to hear.
Maggie, do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, not really. He tweeted twice on the account. Okay. It is what it is. I think it's nice that he's still promoting the movie, clearly very invested in it. And I am sad his Twitter went away because he does have a good Twitter. But he'll make a new account and it'll be okay.
That is probably true. Okay, so we're going to do one last story. I decided to talk about it last minute, so we don't have a little note or a little thing for it. Oh, nope, not that. Something else on top of it. Yes, Maggie actually gave me the idea. So this is a fun story. I'm going to try to find the image while you guys talk about it, but Jurassic World 3, a.k.a. Maggie's fan film 2021, is coming, well, hopefully coming out next year, and it is back in business as far as the filming is concerned. And Bryce Dallas Howard, actually, I think it's really cool, which is why I'm trying to find the image right now.
It's on her Twitter. Everything's on Twitter.
But basically, she posted a picture and saying, she was happy to get back into filming and into doing her own stunts again, and posted a pretty intense picture of her arm and just her all. Oh, here it is. I found it. So I'll share it on the screen once I get the full image from Twitter. There we go. Yeah, raise your hand if you're happy to be doing stunts again, is what she said. And I just think it's a cool image, and it's just a cool, fun way. Can we all see that?
Yeah.
So just like she got wrecked, like,
Yeah.
and
not what I was expecting, honestly.
no,
No.
and I just think it's cool that she's back. And I didn't even realize this. Chris Pratt was the one who said, show them the pictures of the bruises. And it started too with her saying these past couple of weeks, my abs have been sore so much from laughing. And so it's fun that we were talking at the beginning of the show how we're not going to be seeing movies in theaters for a while, but it's kind of refreshing to know that some movies are back to being filmed and getting to work again. I also read that Universal has set up very specific guidelines and codes for all of their movies on what to do to keep everything safe and coronavirus safe, which I think is really cool on Universal, and they released it. Anybody can go and read it. So Maggie, as the Jurassic World aficionado and a fan of Bryce Dallas Howard, you tweeted about her last night. Tell me about this.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. It's interesting because I keep hearing about all these movies who started filming and then stopped, but it seems that Dominion is filming and it's happening. So I'm hopeful that it will come out on time. But yeah, I'm super excited. I think that the movie's gonna be great. I'm so hyped for it, guys. I can't control it at all. And I mean, good on them for doing stunts and getting injured because that's cool.
It's what they get paid to do. All right, Barr, are you excited? You weren't excited for Godzilla. You don't like Godzilla and Kong very much. Do you like the dinos?
I guess I'm not the biggest fan of giant reptiles. I saw Jurassic World. I thought it was fine. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see the sequel. That's one I just didn't get to. But I do always have a great appreciation for actors who do their own stunts. It just kind of means that they respect the character a lot if they're willing to put their entire body into it. Plus, I like Bryce Dallas Howard. I have always liked her. She's an actress that I think is a little underappreciated. So it's really nice to see that they're able to work again and that they're honestly giving their all into it. It seems like no one's half-assing this one. So,
yeah. Koho, thoughts?
I want to watch this movie. Really badly. The idea that you're bringing back Goldblum and Neil and Dern and also Pratt and Howard is just cool. Like, I kind of hope this is like the end game of Jurassic Park, sort of, in the sense of bring everyone back. Plus, with how the last one ends and Battle at Big Rock, I'm just ready to see what this world looks like in the next one, which is like the coolest thing. The coolest idea that I think they could have done was start to do a Planet of the Apes style world with dinos, and I think that's what they're leading towards, and that's really cool. So I'm excited for Dominion, and Bryce Dallas Howard is a badass. So
one could say that they're making it a Jurassic World.
One could say that, yes.
wow, are you bold enough to be that one person?
I am. So we'll move on to the final thing. Normally we talk about the movies coming out next week at the end of the show, but nothing's coming out. Literally, digital theaters, nothing. There's nothing new. And if there is, I'm sorry that I missed you, but your movie probably looked bad and I didn't want to talk about it. So that being said, we're going to do something different. We're going to talk about the best summer blockbusters in the 2010s, I think is what we narrowed it down to, gentlemen. Yeah, yes, we did. Okay, gentlemen and ladies. So we'll all just go through, give our three. If we have a shared one, that's fine. I will start the three that I picked from the 2010s as my three favorite blockbusters of the last 10 years. I'm going to go in order of release. So this has nothing to do with how I feel about the movies specifically, but these are all 5 out of 5 movies for me anyway. So the first one, released in 2011. I was there at midnight. It was a beautiful night. I wept. Deathly Hallows Part 2. It is a beautiful send-off to one of my favorite franchises. The action is awesome. That epilogue literally won me a title. Thank you, Kaleb Koho. And it is absolutely fantastic. I thoroughly enjoy that movie. So that is number 1 for me. Number 2, released in 2014. It's my favorite MCU movie. It's the only MCU movie on this list. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. Came out August 1st, 2014. It was the summer I started dating my now wife, and we saw it together a couple times that summer. I think. Not the first time I saw it wasn't with you. I'm sorry, get over it. But love that movie. I think that movie is like perfect summer fun. Like, it's got the humor, it's got the heart, it's got the action, it's got the good characters, it's got everything. Love that movie. And then my number 3 is the most recent one. It was released in 2018, July of 2018. Mission Impossible Fallout. This movie fucking rocks. I was gonna pick the fifth one. Why can't I think Rogue Nation? But then I decided to go with mustache-filled Henry Cavill instead because I think the action in 6 is a little bit better. The movie slaps. Tom Cruise, speaking of doing your own stunts, is amazing in the movie. Henry Cavill is awesome in the movie. Wes Bentley shows up, and me and Maggie went, fuck is Wes Bentley doing? So it's a super fun movie. Obviously, if you haven't seen the Mission Impossible movies, the first one's fine. The first one's fine. The second one's meh. Go to 3, watch 3, 4, 5, and 6, and you'll have a fucking blast. But 6 is like awesome summer movie epic. Yes. Let's go to Koho next.
So I kind of stayed away from all the comic book ones. I figured that that was kind of foregone conclusion. So I just kind of grabbed 3 movies that I liked. So I started with War for the Planet of the Apes. That is my favorite Planet of the Apes. I love how it kind of captures old kind of war movies and kind of focuses a lot on Caesar and kind of ending his arc. And I think they do it in a really, really great way. Woody Harrelson's fantastic as the Colonel. I think I think that's one of the best supporting actor performances of the year. Sorry, Woody, in 3 Billboards. I like you better in War. But anyway, I think that one's really good. I also went to one that came out last year, Toy Story 4. And that movie is beautiful. That film is the best Toy Story sequel, not named Toy Story 2. And I think that's a movie that I never knew I needed. I thought I was good. I was like, they're making one. It's probably going to be fine. And then now I can't picture Toy Story without Toy Story 4. To me, Toy Story 4 has to be the end because it wraps Woody up so perfectly. Because the more you think about the end of Toy Story 3 and then you get to the beginning of Toy Story 4 and you're like, yeah, Woody really gets shafted by the end of Toy Story 3. How does that work for him? And I think Toy Story 4 is beautiful. And as I think I'm the resident Fast and Furious guy here. I love these movies. I think the best one's Fast and Furious 6 from 2013. That's my favorite one. I think that's the best one. I think 5 is the moment where this franchise kind of found what they wanted to be, and 6 takes all of that and amps it to 11 while also bringing like a pretty fun story to it by bringing Letty back. And gives us our first real villain, like the first real villain in the franchise in Owen Shaw, Luke Evans, who I think is charming as fuck as the bad guy in this one. The car action's always great. I love the Fast and Furious movies, and 6 will always be my favorite one. Also has the most kick-ass theme song of all of them, and I'm so mad it never got the love that it deserved. We Own It by Wiz Khalifa and 2 Chainz is the best Fast and Furious song. I'm staring right at you, Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth. See You Again has nothing on We Own It. Just saying.
Wow, that was a lot of passion coming from Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Barr, we'll go to you next. Your 3 movies that you picked.
Not gonna lie, I was gonna talk about Mission Impossible Fallout as well.
Yay!
So I did have a backup just in case. But the first one I want to talk about is Baby Driver. Baby Driver is that movie is fantastic. Just the editing, the pacing, the characters, the way that the music fits into the movie instead of just being a prop for the movie. I think that movie is incredible. It's just kind of a shame that it has 2 kind of terrible people attached to it. Then let's also talk about Well, Koho decided to talk about Furious 6. I'm going to talk about Furious 7. Furious 7 is actually my favorite of the Fast and Furious franchise. This is the one where it starts. I agree that Fast 5 is where they started to head in the direction that they really needed to go. I think Furious 7 is the moment that they hit where they needed in general. It's the movie where you get the complete over the topness. Like the scene where he freaking stomps on the ground and it just collapses. Like, come on, that's just utterly ridiculous, but it's amazing. And the third movie I want to talk about is one that I actually don't think a lot of people would expect from me. But I think it's one of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen. And it's not something I think most people would consider your typical blockbuster, but in terms of box office, it kind of was. I want to talk about Crazy Rich Asians. I think this movie's not only shot beautifully, but the acting in this movie is so great. Henry Golding is just the most utterly charming person, and you want the two of them to get married because you think that it's such a perfect match because their chemistry is utterly fantastic. It's a movie where people who I normally find kind of annoying are actually work. And I think that it's just one of the more refreshing takes on the romantic genre that I've seen in a while.
Awesome. Yeah, agreed with all of those choices. Maggie?
Yeah, so I have
Let's hear
5 because I knew that there were going to be ones that were taken, and there were 2. So I also had Fallout and Deathly Hallows Part 2. So, but I have 3 other ones to bring up. Obviously, the first one, Jurassic World. Love that movie. I was so hyped after seeing it. It was ridiculous. I saw it like so many times. We saw it in IMAX. It's a great film. I enjoy it. My other one is Wonder Woman. This was a great summer blockbuster. It really, brought life to the franchise. It was nice to look at. It had lots of colors. And, generally enjoy that film. Sad we haven't seen the second one like we were supposed to already. But anyway, then my last one is another animated movie, also Pixar, and that's Inside Out. And Inside Out is a great movie. I always forget that it came out in June. But, it's a great, again, I don't know, it's hard to call it a blockbuster because it's not like a franchise. Like it was a...
No, it's a blockbuster.
Property. But, right, it, made a lot of money. So
I believe it's the highest grossing movie to never hit number 1 on the box office.
I think so.
Really?
I think so.
It came out when Jurassic
It came
World
out the week after Jurassic World.
and
so
Jurassic World smashed. So.
Yeah, it made like 98 million opening weekend. Like it made a shit ton of money in it. It never hit number 1, but so I think that's a totally valid choice. All good choices. Yeah. Okay, guys. So that's the show. It was a quick one today, but like I said, not a lot of stories to go around. Here's what's coming up around ye old multiplex. We have another fan zone this weekend because good old Mayhem is in a couple weeks. So we smushed in another one here. Another match coming for you for fan zone. I believe it is RJ, Renee, Villa, whatever. RJ, I always can't say her last name, so I never even try. Versus Ryan O'Regan. So that's happening. That was a good match. That's coming on Saturday. And then we have a couple big matches in fandom fights. Caleb, talk about it.
Well, our 2 semifinals just happened this last weekend. So we have our finals coming up on Monday. But before that, on Sunday, we have a team's number 1 contenders match to determine who's playing Knights of Ren for the title of Mayhem between Ascendant and Necronomicon. To see which of those 2 teams will be facing for the title. And is speaking of Knights of Ren, a bit of a Knights of Ren Civil War in the finals. Tim Brzakala, Nick Twohig facing off in the finals of the tournament. Most brackets fulfilled. Now it's just about who did you have in the coin toss. You'll find out on Monday. But both are really solid matches that you should check out.
Yes. And then Warzone obviously doing their thing. They've got, I believe, semifinal and the finals this week.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. And then, guys, all of a sudden, Mayhem is next not Friday. This, but it's next Friday. It's the 31st. It's coming quick. A lot of good stuff there. So you got the Warzone singles and teams belts, the Fandom singles and teams belts on the line, as well as a really awesome FANZONE exhibition match that we did. Cody Newberry versus Kaleb Boatman. That's going to open the whole event. And then we're going to have a really fun 50-50 faction 4v4. So there's a lot of words I said, but basically the 4 multiplex factions, 2 of the factions are teaming up, the other 2 are teaming up, and they're sending in 2 players from each faction for a 4v4 50-50 format, half FANZONE, half Warzone, hosted by yours truly. And I'm pretty sure Kaleb Boatman, he said he'd get back to me. I think he'll be there. He said he might be busy that night. So if he's not there, Twohig will be there. Someone will be there. It'll be great. But Barr, do you have anything you want to plug? What are you doing?
Just writing and popping up wherever I go. We did a really fun video for the video store. Check that out. I had a great time filming that, and it seemed to have gotten a very positive response, which I'm happy about because those guys put out great content. And I can't wait to see what else they do. Check out the guys at Multiplex, Full Metal, Multiplex loves movies. Keep watching, keep giving that thumbs up, keep smashing that like button.
Yes. Yeah. YLS is also tomorrow, continuing the top 100 and miscellaneous on Sunday. So, guys, and also, actually, real quick, be on the lookout. The admins are going to be doing a video very soon discussing a new multiplex schedule with a couple of new shows we have coming in. I say couple, but I mean one new show, and just some schedule changes. So we'll be talking about that very soon. So be on the lookout for that. But guys,
yes. Also, I just want to reiterate: watch the video store. They put out like 8 videos a day.
They do, yeah.
Beautiful. Nazario and Mike are like beautiful friends that make so much ridiculous shit. Please watch it; it's worth your time.
Train to Busan the Hedgehog might be my favorite joke I've heard.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's brilliant.
But with that, guys, thanks for watching another show. We'll be back next Tuesday, same time, same bat channel. Drive unsafe and bring in the dancing manatees. I don't fucking know.
You're still here? It's over.
She's out of our hair, and just when I dare to care, she says, au contraire, you're my pair of friends. I love you.
Keep it together, man.